Merry Christmas, everybody!
And welcome to another fine episode of BD Reviews. So this will be our last episode before the festive break, which I assuredly hope you all enjoy. And as such, we have decorated ourselves in a Christmassy fashion. So today we have two giants of confectionery, mainly known for their coffee and the offensively expensive baked goods that they supply with it. So here in this hand I have some Costa pies.
And we have here, it's bitter rival Starbucks.
Bitter rivals, that's coffee bitter, so we did that. So we're going to jump in with the Costa pie first. That's quite a weighty pie.
Yeah, it looks like a slab, not a pie.
Okay.
There we go. It doesn't come in a tin foil wrap.
It's very naked. Clearly got the handmade aesthetic, despite being punched out of a machine by corporate slaves.
Some sort of like choky dust.
Yeah, some choky dust.
But you know, and you know what? I don't like the choky dust when it mixes with the mince meat, the naked mince meat, as I like to call it. It makes it go a bit grey. It looks a bit weird. However,
it's got like stuffing.
The tap test is good. Means it's going to be a solid pie. It's good pie.
Okay, that is some good pastry. It's good and crisp, buttery taste of the pastry comes through. But although there's no air gap, there's also virtually no mince.
It's a thin layer.
It's
got like Eccles cake layer of mince.
It's an Eccles cake, mate.
Eccles?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Depends what part of the country you come from. However, so in West Sussex we've always referred to them as Eccles cakes.
Okay, I mean it's tasty. Pastry's good and crispy once you've got a mouthful of it.
Really good. I like it.
I'd like to see, let's talk about the mince. Rough texture, which I like. Not boozy, which I like. For me, the pastry to mince ratio is not on target.
Okay.
But, I wouldn't kick it out of my mouth. So I'll push this in.
I think Costa are brave to try and reinvent the mince pie. So in terms of aesthetics, I think it looks quite cool. It looks more like it's got kind of a northern look to it, in the expectation of pie. Why are you looking at me like that?
Okay, keep going.
And I think it's a brave design. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's certainly not the worst. And I will back up your sentiments with the pastry and the mince. I think you've got that spot on. I can't disagree with the balance is slightly out of kilter. The flavours are good. To be honest, my expectation is matched from Costa. And I think I would give it a 5.
A 5?
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad pie. I don't think it's the best pie. I think it's pretty good. The only thing that drives it, I could give it a higher mark, like a 6 or a 7, but it's the price of the pie that drives it down for me. They're not cheap.
I will concur with you on a 5 there. I'm happy to let it sail through. Yeah, I'm going to cleanse your palate before we do the next one. So now on to the Starbucks offering. So our roving reporter in the field has very much thrown her hat in the ring to say that the Starbucks pie is going to be the better pie. There's a deep and entirely rational hatred of
doing some sort of post review. It weighs a ton.
Look at that.
So I pass you this pie. It is a weighty pie.
This looks interesting.
Yeah. This looks like it's gonna be a beast. However, on first impressions, and as in past reviews, we've said that, like the star on the top is probably about 10mm thick. That pastry all the way around looks like it's going to be about 10mm thick.
Actually, it looks like it's got a bit of a fat rim, but once you go side profile, it's not too.
When you remove it from the pastry case, the foil casing, the pastry is fairly soft. It's softer than it is on the top.
Yeah, softer is the top.
So you've got a bit of moisture retention going on there. But let's go. And I think you need a massive flip top head to eat it because it's huge.
Here I am. Mm. Okay, pastry is interesting.
It's soggy.
It's got a bit of a chew to it, a little bit moistury, but also quite floury at the same time. You see what I mean? A bit floury.
They've gone all out with the mince. You're getting your money's worth in terms of mint. I don't rate the pastry at all.
No, and look at that lid. You know, as my esteemed colleague said, it's like a biscuit on top of your pie.
Yeah, it is literally like eating pastry that hasn't been quite cooked. The mince is nice though. It's got a slightly more orangey flavour to it than I would like. Although, you know, I do appreciate citrus. You can. It does taste like it's been made with orange juice.
I wouldn't go that far, but
okay, I'll go again.
What's spoiling it for me is the thickness of that base. Look at that. That base is monstrous. This is. I mean, the mince is good. Rough texture, nice colour. But
this is for you fans at home, by the way.
I'm doing yeah, this is hard to eat.
I don't like it. I think the Costa blows it out of the water.
I'm going to place this at a 4.
Well, I would go lower. I'd say it's 3.
Really? Okay. Well, do you know what? I reckon if you get the proportions of this pie, but with the pastry of the Costa pie, this would be chunking in like an 8
so
or 9.
the residual texture in my mouth is like toothpaste at the moment. I'm sorry, Starbucks. Your presentation was good. The promise was there, but you have plummeted in delivery to a 3, and I think Costa has outshone you this year. So, you know, take that on board, move forward, and work on it for next year.
And you too could be a 9. Well, thank you, Mr. Ferguson.
It's a shame we didn't get any more recommendations from your lovely lady, which I'd like to give a shout out to, by the way, because she was fantastic last year in supplying us with lots of pies.
From Australia, no.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on this interesting and exciting show. This will be our last episode before the festive break, but we will be doing a couple of follow-ups in the new year as we close pie season off. Maybe we'll send off an email to Costa see if we can get up their game before the end of the calendar year.
So, I'd like to say maybe we'll be looking in Easter period to be reviewing different versions of jam tarts.
Well, okay, I'm always up for a jam tart.
And there are variations. Not as many as mince pies, but
I like the non-curd ones. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a spectacular festive break and that you don't inadvertently visit any of your aged relatives in Kilburn. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you soon.
Stay safe, people.